side of the ball. Offensively, I thought we were crisp. For the first day, you worried about not having your center back from a year ago, maybe some missed snaps and shotgun balls over your head, and there was none of that. I thought unforced errors were down, especially for the first day. So very enthusiastic, and kids had fun out there.
How do your sort of goals and expectations change going into year 2 of spring compared to where you were a year ago today, going to first practice?
There's more. You see that word back there? There's knowledge. There's more knowledge, on both sides of the ball. I think not only, football-wise, but when, the kids understand what the coach's, expectations are. I think that's important. So, the goals change. You want more wins. You expect more out of them. And that was not a typical, first day of spring ball like it was a year ago. I mean, it was moved up a notch, and each position has goals for the spring, so it's not like one big goal. We have a team goals for the spring, what we want to get done, and then each unit, offensively, defensively, and special teams has their own goals. So we just set them, and we look at the offseason. Hey, what have we done well? What do we do bad? What can we improve on? And then you set your goals and your drills and everything up based on that.
As a new offensive coordinator, how are things different for the offense than the defense?
Well, things are different because there's new terminology. We didn't hire a guy that came in with exactly the same terminology. I think it'd be a mistake, to hire a guy and say come in and use the term we used a year ago. Easier for one guy to to learn it. Maybe you'd think that way, but it's hard for that guy to call it in a game. And I think it's critical that way. So, but I really think the terminology is right now a lot easier than it was a year ago. So I think our kids will be able to pick it up and may play a little faster than we do on defense.
You mentioned center. You lost Artie, and then you have Alex out also. Mm-hmm. Who are you kind of working with?
We're going to work several guys in there, but right now Bookster's in there with the ones, and we got a few guys that can move in there. Polina's worked in there before. He's played there before. Pilato's been a center in high school, so Gallius is in there as well. So we got plenty of guys in there, and we'll rotate around. We're not going to just stick with one guy.
He would be your right guard then, if Bookster's the center.
Guess you'll see when the spring ends. I guess, right? Spring game.
I can't wait that long.
Come on, you guys will figure it out.
I'm watching a half-hour practice.
If you use Bookster there, though, does that increase kind of versatility, give you guys more options?
Who's whining? At least you don't whine. Say it again, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, if you give Bookster some work there, does that kind of increase the versatility, give you guys more options to try to?
It sure does. It sure does. And again, I want to get him some guard too, because he may be the guard when Alex comes back, and he may not be. So we're gonna, move those guys around a little bit and get them all moving.
With sticking on the O-line with Jared and Brian, the tackle spot, is there a possibility that Biz gets some guard work too?
I think Biz could go in there tomorrow and do it, but I don't think so. I mean, it's a guy that's been at left tackle for a long time, and Jared's not back 100% yet. I mean, he could be. I mean, probably could be, but we're not going to take that risk at this point. He's going through individual, but he looks 100%. But right now, we'll keep those guys where they are.
So then, with Jared and Brian, one of those guys, if you
possibly
those three, one of those, which one?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you asking which one?
Which
really
one?
At this point? Come on. I mean, it could be those guys are learning the same terminology. It's not that hard to get in.
But those guys could play guard.
Any of them could, yeah. Any of them. I mean, I think Biz could go in there, asking that question. So it could be any of those guys. We're gonna try to get our 5 best on the field on the offensive line.
What kind of leadership are you seeing from Biz and Dorian?
Biz. I think Biz, and Dorian both have great leadership skills, and I think you'll see that as the spring goes on. I think you saw it during winter workouts. But I think for O-line, they're in their own little world of tackle to tackle with Coach Peterson. So I think that's something that you build upon as they go. Biz broke him down today. I didn't ask him to break him down, but he broke him down. So that shows you a guy stepping up.
How's it feel to get back on the field and start coaching?
It feels great. I mean, we've been out there fourth quarters. We had a great fourth quarter program, and but put the helmet back on and go out there and really play the game and throw a football instead of a towel, or a tennis ball. So it's good to get back out there, and I think our kids are excited today.
James was out there today. What's the plan with him as far as his involvement this spring?
He's out there. I mean, he had a dose yesterday, and he's a tough kid. But he's limited, I guess. There's no contact for him. He could have contact, but he still has that port right here, and that's probably the most critical thing that we just can't have contact.
Knee's no longer an issue with him?
No, he's back.
with having, I mean, the guy seeing him out on the field, what does that do for player spirits, but also his own too?
You know, I think he asked the players, but I know it's an inspiration for me. Just to, you know, he comes in, slaps me on the back as he came through the door this morning, just like, you know, fired up that he's back out. He's got a helmet on. He walked across the parking lot with a helmet on. So I mean, you tell me, but I think, you know, if you asked our kids that you get a chance to talk to today, you know, what it means to be interested in here.
I mean, numbers are always smaller in the spring, but I mean, with the injuries you guys have, you feel like you're especially thin just in terms of experience, you know, when you get into the second team, third, some of the reserves.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a third team, really. I mean, there is at some spots, but you know, we're thin in a few different spots. I mean, we're thin on the D-line with some injuries in the linebacker spot. We've got to stay healthy at those spots in order to have a, you know, good spring game. So that'd be critical that we don't beat them up too much, and we got to stay healthy. But there's some thin spots out there.
Will Bam and McKee be limited throughout the spring?
I think so, yeah, just to be smart. I mean, we don't have to beat anybody in 15 days, so you know, we could probably go out and do something, but it's not worth the risk.
I know last year Mike said that Mike Cabrera was pretty comfortable playing all three linebacker spots. Is he somebody that could maybe slide over to that star?
He's played them all. He's played them all. So he certainly could go out there and really do any of them. And if he felt comfortable last year, imagine he feels real comfortable this year.
What do you think about taking spring practice on the road like some coaches doing?
We're going to see if we can, you know, go to Hawaii, I guess. I don't know. If we have vacation, I don't know.
Is that a good idea?
You know, it's a great idea. If it works and you're allowed to do it, I mean, if we're allowed to do it next year, we may look at it. But, you know, I think we're treading the water. I mean, one of the big things out throughout the country now is the time demands on our student athletes, and that just puts more time demand in the off season. You know, it's not during the season. I know some people say, well, you know, baseball does it. But it's their season. You know, we go places during the season. This is the off season, and you know, it was a great idea, and we got away with it. And if it's allowed, I bet you a lot more people just have spring break together because everybody's going to bend the rules as much as they can.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey guys, thanks.
Thanks, Pat.
Come to
Always
Mount Lebanon High
controversial at the
School
end. What's that?
You could come to Mount Lebanon High School and save me the traffic.